I want to tell you a story, and it goes something like this. I'm just going to stop it there and take you back to where it started. How I grew up in a small town in the Eastern Cape on a farm in South Africa. I grew up like any kid on a farm in South Africa, loving the outdoors, loved shooting guns, riding horse, riding bike, climbing cliffs, jumping off cliffs, all those things boys like to do, and I was passionate about sport. And then one summer's day, like any other, Friday the 13th of December 2014, I got in my car and I was on my way to someone I was seeing at the time. Little did I know, my life would never be the same. I just took my eyes for a second off the road and my front wheel hit the gravel. That's when I tried correcting it and I swerved across the road, ending up going in a ditch and my car flipping head over toe. I wasn't wearing a safety belt. I remember exiting the passenger window on impact. I remember my head breaking the window and hitting the ground, scraping along as the car was rolling. I remember the sound of the airbags going off and my neck cracking. I broke my shoulder, my ribs, my femur, my back and my neck. I passed out. A few minutes later, I woke up along the side of my car on the outside. Someone touched me. All that he said was, "Just lie still, you hurt your back." I tried to get up, but there was just nothing. It was just cold, pins and needles, and a lot of pain. I was going in and out of consciousness from the pain, waiting for the ambulance to pick me up, and just knowing that I hurt myself very seriously. There were so many thoughts going through my mind, but there's one thought that I'll never forget, that feeling that you're dying.
211 Silver Hollow Road, between Lane Road and Cross.
When the ambulance finally arrived, they rushed me to the hospital. And when I got there, I remember them saying they weren't even sure if I was going to make it. I was in such a critical state. It's funny how your life can change in seconds. I know people always say that, but when something like this actually happens to you, that's when you actually only realize it. But until then, it's just the same. The one day I was able to do everything, and the next day I couldn't even turn myself around in a bed, and my best friend had to spoon feed me because I was too weak to even feed myself. As time went along, I went to rehab and I spent 3 months over there. I think that was honestly the hardest 3 months of my life so far. And little did I know that the hardest part is just lying ahead. After the 3 months, I was able to go home, which the time just could not come any sooner. And I was so happy just to go to my own house, my own environment, get back to my own life. But the reality was, when I got home, I was a stranger in my own house. Coming from rehab, I was really in a good space mentally, but when I got home, I don't know, it just wasn't the same anymore. I couldn't do the things that I can do, couldn't go back to work. I just wasn't the same. I was bored. I didn't know what to do with myself. And eventually, depression hit me hard. And with depression comes the thought of taking your own life. I've had thoughts, many of them, how I'm gonna do it, when I'm gonna do it, if I should do it. And one day, I was so close to taking my own life, and I sat with a gun on my lap. I just broke down. I just couldn't handle it. I just wanted to end it. I just wanted to take away all the pain. Just end the story right there. But I couldn't. Couldn't pull the trigger. Because I just realized that if I do that now, yes, it would be the end of my story, but that's the worst part. It's gonna be the end. What comes after this? Is there anything after this? And that's all that people are gonna remember from Alwyn Uys. I did all these things, I had a good life, and then I had my accident. And then came this wheelchair. And this wheelchair was the end of me, because he couldn't deal with it. He wasn't strong enough. He just couldn't do it. That could have been the ending, but it wasn't. That day I made the conscious decision to just try. One day at a time, not to think too far ahead. Not to think about, am I ever gonna walk again? Because I know for a fact, by staying in my room with having suicidal thoughts, is definitely not gonna make me walk again. Focus on the things that you have left. Don't focus on the things that you've lost. Because I can promise every single one watching this video that there will always be someone worse off than you in life. When I realized this, that's when I found myself again. I'm Alwyn Uys, and I'm Unbroken.